bias? I'm your bias. Who's your bias? I'm your bias. Who's your bias? Jenai is your bias. Who's your bias? I'm your bias. Who's your bias? Anyways, listen. If this video has somehow found you, it's because it's a sign to be yourself. Look at the lighting. Oh my goodness. So I'm so excited to record this video today. Why? Because one, my hair. I feel so pretty today. Okay. But let me show you the outfit. The outfit is actually just this sweater and some Hello Kitty shorts. Isn't it so cute? Isn't it? Okay. So anyways, I just want to show y'all the accessories and stuff, because it's like, even though this is not a real outfit, it low-key gives. Face is giving, accessories is giving. Okay, I got my cross ring. I don't know what this is, but it makes me feel like a genie. I'm just kidding. It literally makes me feel like a genie. If you see the lights flickering, it's because I'm a genie. I just told you. I mean, believe it or not. If you're watching this, it's because it's literally a sign that you need to be your self. I know a lot of people say this, but it's true. For some reason, it's so normalized to not be yourself. Like, people love to make other people happy, and it's like, okay, in a way that's okay, because in a way I'm making y'all happy by making videos, right? But also in a way, making other people happy can be negative. Okay, and I know this the best, okay, because for so long in high school and even in a little bit of college, I was trying so hard to make people happy, when in reality those people just didn't give a fuck about me. So why did I give a fuck about them? You know, it's like, it's really annoying when you are a very energetic, creative, and interesting person, but then when you get around people, you start to filter yourself. Why are you filtering yourself? There's so many circumstances where I've been in friend groups and stuff, and I'm gonna talk from personal experience, and I found myself literally playing dress up. Like, I was playing dress up, I was acting like, literally, like, I was not being myself at all. Like, from even like the things that I liked to the way that I talked, I was not being myself. And in order for me to realize that, I had to take time by myself, away from social media, away from my friends, away from just people in general. Like, literally by myself, I had to reconnect with myself and find God, literally, because I was going through an identity crisis. Like, it was to the point where, like, if someone asked me my favorite color, I wouldn't even know. Isn't that crazy? I think that's pretty crazy. So yeah, like, if you find yourself switching how you are as a person based off of who you're around or like where you are, that's a problem. You should never have to change yourself to please other people at all, because in the end, those people are most likely not going to be in your life for long. In high school, I had friends, I had a boyfriend and stuff that I was trying to please. Like, I was trying to please them so badly. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, they have to like me, they have to want to be around me. No, where are they now? Do y'all know? Do y'all see them? Because I don't. Because they're nowhere to be found. You know why? Because me trying to please them so much and stuff ended up to be karma. it was all karma. It all became lesson. This is what happens when you try to fit into things that you're not meant to fit into, you know? Like, even things so small as music taste. Like, for so long, I've always been like a pop girly, like an Ariana Grande girly, a Beyonce girly, a BTS girly, a K-pop girly. I've never really been into like hip-hop or like rap in a way, or like, I mean, I like R&B, but does it make me feel like me? No, but R&B is good, you know. Sometimes I do want to put on a little Kehlani, you know, depending on how you feel. But because of the people that I was around and the people that I was trying to please, I often found myself listening to things that I just didn't really care for. Like, I even once went to an Ice Spice and Cash Cobain concert. Was it fun? Yeah. But was I listening to Ice Spice? Do I regularly put on like Ice Spice? The answer to that is absolutely the frick not. It's not me. But moral of that story is that even from little things such as like music taste and stuff like that, like I know there's so many people who like this type of music, or like these type of shows, like anime, for example. People like, there's so many, like, I love anime. I watch K-dramas more than I watch like American TV shows and stuff like that. And like, for so long I try to hide that side of me because I felt like embarrassed, or I felt weird. Like, what even is weird? Like, who justifies what's weird? Who even made up that word? Literally, somebody look it up for me. Maybe I'll look it up myself. Yeah, I will, because I want to know who made the word weird. Like, literally, who made the word weird? It doesn't make any sense to me how something can be weird. Okay, there's like things that could be justified that it's weird, like walking outside with no pants on. That's weird. Me listening to K-pop, how is that weird? Me liking anime, how is that weird? Me liking K-dramas, how is that weird? Also, I feel like a lot of people stereotype how people look and expect them to fit in certain categories. Like, for example, many people assume that I'm a type of girl to be at parties shaking the whole body yak back. In reality, I don't even know how to twerk. Yeah, so assuming doesn't do anything for anyone, honestly. Also, even like when it comes to like talking to people, recently I was talking to this boy and he literally was like, yeah, you look like the type to cheat. Where is he now? He's not on this phone. That's all I can say, is that he's not on here. He's not on this phone. Okay? Because how can you be trying to get to know someone and you're comparing them to stereotypes? Literally, you can't even say comparing them to other people, because a smart human will know that you cannot compare one person with the next. Now, could there be similarities? Yes, but you cannot be like, oh, Janaya, you literally remind me of Sally back at home. You and Sally back at home are the same people. Me and Sally back at home are the same people. Is Sally back at home a genie? Exactly. No, Sally's not. Sally doesn't have magic powers like me. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are like, this girl is a psychopath. Let me click off this video. I'll let you not click off this video, because like I said, if you're watching this, it's a sign. It's a sign that you need to finish watching this and listen to this, because this is something that might need to just click. You know, some things just need to click up here, so that everything up here and around you could become one big puzzle and become a beautiful masterpiece of art. Okay, we're like taught that we can only be this and we can only be that, and we should only do this and we should only do that. But that's just not how life was made to be. Like, literally, we're taught that we have to go to school, we have to go to college, and after that you need to go to the 9 to 5, and then after the 9 to 5 you only have 2 hours. No, seriously, let's actually talk about that. Like, seriously, why is it so normalized? Why is it? No, I have to get serious. I literally have to get serious with you guys, because this topic makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. It literally makes me so angry. Why is it normalized that we have to graduate high school? Of course, I'm not saying don't go to school. The farthest in school you should at least make it to is high school. Like, you should at least make it to graduating high school. Unless you're very, very talented, drop out. But if not, then you should at least make it to graduating high school, because I really do believe high school is made to teach you who you are going to be as a person. Well, not who you're going to be as a person, but it helps you build character. It helps you build who you will be as a person. Go to high school, graduate, don't drop out unless you're like a genius, which you're all geniuses, but you know what I mean. Why is it so normalized that we have to go to high school, graduate or whatever, even in high school as well? A job that starts early as in the morning, that then you end up going to work for about 8 hours to then go home, and it's about 6 or 7. The sun goes down, you're tired because of course you've been working all day. Then you only have like 2 hours to yourself to then go to sleep and do it all over again. You do that until you retire, unless you like I said, be yourself. Unless you be yourself and follow your dreams. You know how many people say like being a YouTuber or being a singer or dancer and stuff, like, you know how many people say that like you're never gonna succeed, you're never gonna. Look at me. Do you know how many people told me that I need to go to college? Do you know how many people told me that I need to get a job, that I need to get out the house? Now of course, like, I don't blame them, because that is what we are taught to normalize and to think in our brain. But you know how like on TikTok they be like, oh, ask a Victorian child about this and that, and they'll look at you like this. If you ask a Victorian child who is, I don't even know if they had high school back then, but I'm pretty sure they had school. If you ask a Victorian child who is in school, what 9 to 5 job do you have, they're literally gonna have like an aneurysm. Why? Because they don't even know what the heck that means. Because believe it or not, a Victorian child was more connected to reality than people are today. And that's literally just facts. Like, that is facts. Like, I'm gonna put if y'all ever watch WALL-E, bro, if y'all ever watch WALL-E, the Disney movie with the little robot thing, and you guys ever see like the humans, like they're like kind of big and they're in, let me just put the picture. This is exactly how we're going to be looking in the next 30 years. Because y'all are already robots. Like, believe it or not, y'all are already freaking robots, bro. Y'all are robots. Y'all literally, the government, the people are telling y'all in a way not to be yourself. And instead, they're making you make money for them. Like, you working at that corporate job, or you working at, I don't know, McDonald's. Of course, you're getting your little paycheck, but you're making the rich richer and you're making yourself tired. When in reality, you could be making yourself richer and just not giving a frick about the rich. Do you know that every time you scan somebody's groceries at your grocery store job, you're making the owner so much richer. He's out, or they're out buying yachts, and you're out struggling to pay the bills. Listen to what I'm saying. Follow your mind. Follow what you think you should be doing. You're not gonna fail. Of course, there are gonna be times when you feel like you are failing, because everything's about your mindset. If your mindset is telling you cannot do something, when you try to do it, it's not going to be the outcome that you're hoping for, because your mind is not putting that out here. Like, if you don't feel it, it's not going to come out how you expect it to be. Like, have you ever did your hair or something and you're like, oh, this is not going to look good while you're doing the hair, but then like the reference picture, so do you think the person that did the reference picture was thinking this is not going to be so good? No. In their mind, there's like, this is about to be tea. And so their hair came out tea. Okay, that's just the best way I can put it. Like, literally. If you go into that driver's test and you're like, I can't do it, you're not going to be able to pass your driver's test. Why? Because your mindset is telling you that you can't do it. Moral of the story is that if you tell yourself something, you're going to believe that, and that's going to become your reality. Literally, if you tell yourself that you're only meant to go to school, you're only meant to graduate school, you're only meant to go to college, you're only meant to clock into work to that 9 to 5, and you have to struggle for the rest of your life, then guess what? You're going to be struggling for the rest of your freaking life. If you tell yourself that you need to please your friends to be in that friend group, guess what? You're going to lose yourself, and you're going to keep pleasing people who don't give a like, look at me. Like, I'm literally a walking example of all of these things. Like, I kept telling myself, I need to go to work, I need to go to college, I need to please these friends, I need to listen to this music, I need to dress like this, I need to talk like this, I need to act like this. And guess what? If I kept telling myself that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here following my dreams, accomplishing the things that I've always wanted to accomplish, meeting the people who I've always wanted to meet, doing the things that I've always wanted to do, visiting places that I've always wanted to visit, helping people who I've always wanted to help. I just wouldn't be here if I had that mindset. But no, I put myself in the mindset that I don't give a fuck about what you think. I don't give a fuck about what you think or you, because in the end, this is my life, and as long as I follow my heart and my soul, and I have a connection with whatever y'all believe in, but for me it's God. As long as I have a connection with God and stuff, all will be well, and I will succeed, literally. And people are going to probably be like, she's crazy, she's literally a psychopath. You know why? Because that's what you guys are taught to think. You guys are taught to think that she's crazy, she's a psychopath. I am going to clock into that 9 to 5 because YouTube not going to work for me. Well, guess what? YouTube's working for me. YouTube works perfectly for me. YouTube is paying for my dream life right now. TikTok is paying for my dream life right now. I succeeded in so many different ways because guess what? I followed my dreams and I put myself into the mindset that I am who I think I am. Like, literally, so many of you guys have so much potential in being. Stop comparing yourself. Like, literally stop comparing yourself, because you, like I said, you are not the next person, which is why so many people do not succeed in what they want and what they're hoping for, because they think that they need to compare themselves to the next person. No, everybody is individually themselves. If everybody wasn't individually themselves, we would all have the same name, we would all have the same personality, we would all look the same. No, we were brought here to be ourselves, to follow our own minds, to follow our own dreams. Like, literally, do y'all know that overthinking is literally just you, in a way, like, seeing the future. Like, and like I said, y'all gonna be like, she's crazy, but this is all true. Do you know, when I was in college, I used to overthink so much about, I used to overthink so much, like, this is not gonna work, this is not gonna work. You know why? Because in the end, it did not work, and that's why I'm not there, you know? Or, like, in my relationship, I was like, yeah, we're not gonna be with each other forever, and I kept overthinking that, but I kept forcing myself to stay in that relationship. Instead of me listening to my brain and leaving, I stayed, and that became a lesson for me. So, like I said, listen to your brain, listen to your heart, and follow it. Because the more you try to ignore what's going on here in your body, in your mind, in your soul, the more you're just going to not have a happy life. Like, you're not going to be happy ever, because you're not living how you should be living. Listening to myself and following my dreams worked, because I gave myself the mindset and I sat with myself. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. There's a song by Ray, I think, and it's called Winter Woman, I think. Yeah, it's called Winter Woman, and I think the song says, like, the only promise in this world is that we're all going to die, because that is the only promise in this world, that we're all going to die. But guess what? You're going to die by yourself. You're not going to die with those friends who you're trying to impress. You're not going to die with that boy who you're trying to impress. Now, unless you do, okay, that's a little too dark for me to even talk about here, but moral of the story is, be your fucking self, okay? You like K-pop, like K-pop. If y'all was to see me on the street, y'all wouldn't think that I'm bumping Magnetic by freaking Eyelid, would you? No, because it's such a stereotype that, like, because I look like this, or because I dress like this, that I only like this. Well, guess what? That's not true. So stop believing that. Do you think someone like Beyonce, and I'm pointing over here because I have a Beyonce poster, but do you think someone like Beyonce was, like, thinking like the next person? No, she was thinking like herself. She was following her dreams because she knew her potential. She knew she can sing. She knew she can do this. If she kept telling herself that, oh my god, I know I can do this, but no, I have to clock into work at my job at Target, she would never be Beyonce, because she would have never followed what she knew that she could do. Follow your potential, follow your dreams, and be your freaking self. Stop trying to please people, because pleasing people is not pleasing yourself, and it's not pleasing anybody else. You're just looking like a damn fool. You're literally looking like a fool. And if you have to alter yourself to please your friends, those are not your friends. Those people don't give a damn about you, and they don't know themselves either, because someone who knows themselves would be a good person and literally tell you, hello, yeah, I don't think we can be friends because you don't even know yourself, so how do you want to know me, you know? Me personally, a real friend, and I'd rather have no friends at all than to have friends who sugarcoat things and who can't tell me the truth about myself. Because how can I trust you? How can you ever trust somebody who doesn't even trust themselves? Do you know what I mean? So, like, be my friend, y'all, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys listen to what the frick I have to say, because my back hurts now, because I'm sitting here trying to really convince y'all to be yourself, because I really want y'all to be yourself. Like, I want to one day be able to listen to one of y'all songs on Apple Music and really bump it. I want to one day be able to come to one of y'all concerts. I want to one day be able to buy one of y'all clothing brands. I want to one day be able to watch y'all YouTube video. I want to one day be able to, I don't know, be inspired. See, being inspired and literally trying to be somebody is two different things. I'm inspired by so many people. Look, I have Audrey Hepburn right here. I'm inspired by her. I have Ariana Grande right there. I'm inspired by her. Beyonce, blah, blah. I'm inspired by these things, but in the end, I'm inspired, and I make that into me, myself, and I don't be like, oh yeah, I'm inspired by Audrey Hepburn, so let me be Audrey Hepburn. No, I'm just inspired by her. So yeah, I want to one day be able to see that y'all watch this video or something and you was like, you know what, in a way I can be inspired by what she's saying, and I can just keep trying, fix my mindset, and follow my dreams, and you'll be so much happier. But to do that, you need to spend time with yourself. You need to spend time with yourself. All the negative thoughts in your head and all the things that you think of yourself, like, oh, I don't look cute today, oh, my outfits are so bad. You know what that is? That's all projection. That's all what you think people think about you, or what people are literally saying to you that they think about you because they're not happy with themselves. So when you spend time with yourself, literally, and when I tell you, I spent this whole summer by myself, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I feel the most successful I've ever been in my entire life. My dreams are being accomplished for the first time in my entire life because my mindset has changed, and I know I can do it. I know I can do it, and I know myself, and I know what I want for myself, and I don't listen to people on the outside. And if that means that the people that you love most start to fade away, guess what? That just means that those people are not a part of your story, and they was never meant to be a part of whatever dream you're having or whatever dream you have for yourself. Because, like I said, people are just lessons in life. Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself and God, or whoever whatever you believe in. If that's just the universe, then it's just you and the universe, you know? But yeah, if you're sad, I was depressed for so long, literally for so long, and I always thought I was depressed because, oh, I didn't have enough friends, or I didn't have enough this, or I didn't have enough that. But no, in reality, I just didn't have enough of myself. I didn't know enough about myself, and that's why I was so sad. And that's why I was so sad for so long. Spend time with yourselves. Be your own friend. Journal, literally journal, bro. It sounds so performative, I know, but once you start, I tell you, your mind clears. Because like I said, overthinking, anxiety, and all that stuff is just all in your head. Fear, being scared of stuff is all in your head. You're only scared of stuff because you're making up scenarios in your head that haven't happened yet. Have you ever been scared of like a haunted house? You're only scared because of what you're imagining. Of course, there are scary things in there, but you're really thinking that these characters are going to sit there and murder you in the haunted house. No, it's their job. So take that how you will, but all that stuff is just in your head. Everything is in your head, literally. Happiness, if you think of life as being the happiest, and if you do things that make you the happiest, guess what? You're going to be the happiest. If you do things that make you feel successful, guess what? You're going to be successful. If you do things that make you follow your dreams, guess what? You're going to follow your freaking dreams. You're going to be what you want to be. You could be the biggest star in the world as long as you are yourself. So yeah, things of the day, stop listening to the outside world and start listening to yourself and getting to know yourself. Because like I said, in the end, you only have yourself. So be your freaking self. That's really all I have to say to y'all. The lights are flickering because my magic powers are working right now. Anyways, I'm just kidding, y'all. Whatever, like I said, I'm being myself. If I feel like I'm a freaking magician, if I feel like I'm a wizard from the wizarding world of Harry Potter, guess what? Abracadabra, bitch. Love y'all. Bye.